Welcome to 1 Minute Wins with Dr. Dana Martin, the podcast where intentional growth meets practical leadership. One quote, one lesson, one action to help you lead yourself and others better. Let's jump in. Welcome back to 1 Minute Wins. I am Dr. Dana Martin. This show is now at episode 34, matching the 1 Minute Wins book, 1 Minute Win number 34, Decision Power. And today we're talking about something every leader struggles with at some point, decision making. Theodore Roosevelt once said, in any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. He doesn't say the perfect thing or the safe thing. He says the right thing. And many leaders freeze not because they lack intelligence, but because they fear the consequences of choosing wrong. Decision power is like a muscle, and today we're going to work it out and we're going to strengthen it. One of the biggest myths in leadership is the belief that the best decision is the one with the most information. But great leaders make decisions not because they have all the answers, but because they operate from clarity of values. I'm going to say that again. They operate from clarity of values because values shorten that distance between uncertainty and action. You can't guarantee the outcome of any situation or decision, right? But you can guarantee the integrity of the decision maker. I once worked with a CEO and they refused to make a staffing decision that everyone else saw clearly. He feared losing momentum, so he delayed and delayed and delayed. And by the time he finally acted, the situation had damaged morale, damaged productivity, revenues. He later told me that let me get this quote. I didn't lack knowledge, I lacked courage. It was real simple. The decision, it wasn't hard. The consequences of those decisions, though, were. But this is the truth here. Not deciding is still a decision, and often it is the worst one. Not deciding is still a decision. A McKinsey study revealed that companies with strong decision-making practices are twice as likely to report strong financial performance. But here's the real deal here. Organizations lose up to 530 hours per employee per year due to indecision and lack of clarity. Indecision can be expensive. It drains funds. It drains time. It drains energy. And most of all, it drains trust. Decisive leadership saves way more than just time. It actually saves teams. Former IBM CEO Thomas Watson said, if you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate. What? In other words, make the decision, learn from the outcome, get better. That's simple. Make the decision, learn from the outcome, get better. Failure's not the enemy here. Stagnation is. I'll share a personal moment here. When I began this journey of pursuing leadership development and coaching and working towards trying to do this full time, I didn't and still don't have a perfect plan, but I do have principles. I have purpose. And oh my goodness, do I have conviction. And people would ask, like, aren't you scared you're pouring money into something to grow? Yeah, absolutely. But the scarier thought, and something that still haunts me, is I don't want to look back and realize I never tried or I never put forth the effort that was required to do this. Every meaningful pivot in my life started with a decision that I wasn't fully prepared for, but I was fully committed to. You see, it's the commitment that matters more than the certainty. What is courage if you already know the outcome? Here's how to do it, though. This is how you strengthen that decision-making muscle. I have 4. Number 1, clarify your values. Of course, I'm going to say clarify. Clarity is kindness. We know this. Number 1, clarify your values. If a decision doesn't align with your values, it's the wrong one. No matter how convenient it feels or maybe the pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, if it doesn't align, it's wrong. Set the time limit. Give yourself a deadline. Decision fatigue and analysis paralysis, all of that dies when those decisions have actual boundaries. Number 3, make the small decisions faster. Speed builds confidence. Confidence builds clarity, and clarity, here we go, builds momentum. And number 4, evaluate outcomes, not fears. Ask the question, what's the worst realistic outcome? I mean, honestly, what's the worst that can happen? And how would I recover from that? So, number 1, clarify your values. Number 2, set a time limit. Number 3, make the small decisions faster. And number 4, evaluate outcomes, not fears. What decision are you delaying right now? Not the easy one, the important one. And ask yourself, if fear wasn't part of the equation, what would I choose? Choose based on values, not fear. Make one decision today, big or small, that aligns with your principles, that aligns with your values, that aligns with your purpose and your long-term vision. Courage, it's not just a feeling, it's a choice. People don't expect leaders to make perfect decisions. They expect leaders to make principled ones. And decisiveness builds trust. That trust builds followership, and followership builds momentum. When you choose well and choose boldly, you give others permission to do the same. They're watching you. You're being the example. Thank you for joining another episode of 1 Minute Wins. If you're ready to deepen your leadership journey, visit dmilm.com or pick up the 1 Minute Wins, Take Control of Your Growth Journey 1 minute at a time book on Amazon. But above all, beyond the likes, the subscribes, sharing, for you, always remember, be the example.